So if you've been posting consistently but not quite growing, it's not that you have a content problem, it's probably that you have a problem with your hooks and then structuring the payoff. So I made some really good slides with a custom LLM prompt, something that you can paste into ChatGPT or Claude, whatever you use, to make really strong text hooks and good payoffs throughout your video. So let's dive into it. And as a quick context, this was supposed to be a group call lesson today for my clients, but everybody's busy, hopefully because their content is working so well from the lessons that they've learned here at Creator Mode. But now I'm just recording this and I'm going to post it to YouTube to share it with all of you guys, my lovely clients, and everybody else who may benefit from this lesson here. So let's get into it. Hook, hold, convert is what this lesson is called, and why posting consistently isn't enough, and what actually keeps watching, which is the main problem that most people face, especially when creating content for their business. So how do we make content better for people? Some quick facts, and this, by the way, is linked below in the description, and the very last slide is where the prompt is for you to use to make much better content. Now, here's the real truth. People are scrolling before 3 seconds if they're not hooked. And the decision to continue with that video or not is made in the first second, 65% of the time, right? And the number one reason for low reach is literally low retention. The main thing to realize is that Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all of them are making their metrics based off of watch time, not likes, shares, and engagement, which is also a signal. It's mainly using watch time. So we need to increase our watch time. So the text hook is so important. Holy moly. It's the first impression that people see when they click onto your content. Is this for me or is this not for me? And the text hook really serves a few very important steps. So what the text hook does, it appears on the screen. It's the very first thing people see. When there are words on the screen as a text hook, people are gravitated towards that instantly and they read it. And what makes one work is that if it has a specific value proposition or opens a curiosity gap that the people have to close. Now, the next slide will really answer that, and I'm gonna give some real life examples of this, but just to understand the importance of a good text hook. And think of this as the contract with the viewer. You're promising something worth their next 30 seconds, right? So the rest of the video has to deliver on that promise. So the first thing to do is open a loop that they have to close. And the loop first gets open with your text hook and then your captions or what you're actually saying in the video. So what is this curiosity gap or loop that we're trying to create? It's what they know. Give them just enough context to understand the stakes, the tense problem, not the answer. So what I mean by that is, hey, if you're trying to grow on social media, like I did in the opening hook of this one, I said, if you're posting consistently and not growing, this is why. So that is what they do know. They know that they're posting consistently but not growing. And then the loop is, here's why, right? Now they need to know why they're not growing. Okay, so the gap is what they want to know, the answer, the twist, the reveal. Keep this locked until you've earned their watch time. So what I'm gonna say here is this kind of goes on to number 3 right here, is many people might have a good text hook and they might even have a pretty good hook, but what happens is they answer that hook way too quickly. They'll say the hook and then they answer it, and then it's like 30 seconds of meaningless content, or at least that's how people perceive it, right? So you need to structure the video so the curiosity gap stays elongated throughout most of the video. Okay, so here's a couple really solid examples of a weak text hook and a strong one. A weak one would say, here are 5 tips to grow on social media. Like, you can probably just listen to me say that. It's very boring. Another way to say that is, I posted every day for 90 days and barely grew. Then I changed one thing. What that does, it's a relatable struggle that many people face that has a real curiosity gap and it has an implied payoff. I changed one thing. I changed one thing. That's the payoff that they're gonna get by watching the video. Now, there's a few more down here, but just for the sake of time and not wasting your time, you can read these examples. And now that you're aware of how people are using text hooks, as you're watching social media, you can see how they use it in their content and make sure that you're using it in your content in a similar way. Now, holding attention is not an accident. It is very intentional. Even in the Yap style content that's really popular right now, which I'm even doing myself and it's working, the watch time killers, long intros before the value. So saying, hey guys, welcome back to my page or whatever, that's an instant scroll, right? You need to train people in your content that you deliver good content, right? You're not going to waste their time by consistently posting subpar content and you're training people to skip whenever they see your stuff. That's why a lot of times you might have a lot of friends that follow you, but you don't get that many likes or views because they don't really care about watching your content and they've been trained to just scroll right past it. It's unfortunate that we all don't support our friends, but that's the reality of it, sadly. And retention boosters are opening a secondary loop mid video, right? So we'll go back to this one example. I'll explain what this means. This is very powerful. I posted every day for 90 days and barely grew. Then I changed one thing. So that's the first curiosity gap with the payoff implied. And the second loop is, but I started this with not knowing how to film videos. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to do hooks or anything like that. So what I ended up doing was learning by watching social media and growing. That's the second loop mid video that was opened and then solved. And now the real payoff right after that is now the one that I changed to actually grow my account. So you can see how that structure could then really benefit you as far as having a primary loop and then a secondary loop that closes within that primary loop. So think of like an inner circle and an outer circle. The outer circle is why they're here. The inner circle is that mid loop that relates to them and that you've solved. And then the real payoff, the reason why they stayed, right? And now text hooks are really powerful. People will see it and they might not even read or fully comprehend it, but they will see that there's something interesting about it before they even read it. It's like their eyes see it and their brain recognizes it before they consciously are aware of what it says. That's kind of the power of a text hook. And if you are watching content, realize when a video comes up and it has a text hook on it, where do your eyes go? Probably right to the text hook to start reading it. I actually had a client that was talking about, he had his shirt on and he had his company logo with words on it. And people watched that video a lot more because they saw the word epoxy on it. And that drawed in people who are interested in doing epoxy flooring. And it worked the same, just the text hook was on a shirt rather than just on the screen. So now the next slide here is strong opinions hold attention. That neutral content will never. Okay, so one thing that's really important that I've implemented into my strategies and also with my clients, all of you guys, is to talk about things that you strongly believe in. Because being a lot of people feel is safer, which it is safer, but with that safeness, you never will grow. You'll never get the reach that you want. Some of my most viral content is sharing a strong opinion. And it has really blown up and brought a lot of followers because when you share an opinion that's very strong, you might have people that disagree with it, but the people that do agree with your opinion will follow your channel because they'll be like, I like this guy, I like what he has to say, and I'm jiving with him. I'd like to see more of what he talks about, more of what he believes, because they resonate with that and they can feel it within themselves. Okay, so a repeatable hook structure that you can start using today is right here. I need to come up with some like fancier name for it, but it's TOVP. And we are naming the tension or the problem or the gap. We're going to open a loop, which means we're going to give them a payoff towards the end of the video. We're going to validate them, which makes them feel seen, right? So they understand that this video is really for them and that you've lived in their shoes. And then the promise, that comes towards the end of the video, the payoff, right? So that loop comes over here and then they can circle back, right? And now they feel completed. So we're going to rewrite this for all my clients who are on like the Notion system and we do your videos and stuff. This week's action item for all of you is to rewrite the text hook on your next 3 videos using the TOVP formula. Test one strong opinion hook and compare your 3-second retention rate. All right, so now here is that master prompt. You'll see in the description below, you can come right here and you have this prompt here. You can just hit this copy button and it will copy it to your computer, paste it right into ChatGPT or Claude, which is what I tend to use, or even Notion's AI, which uses Claude and ChatGPT and Gemini, which is my favorite actually. And you can use this here. You can even paste it in there and be like, hey, what you know about my business? Go ahead and help me decide a topic to make this video about. I want something that has my strong opinion in it. Here's something that I believe, right? And it will then write you a really good video based off of this structure that we just went over today. So anybody who watches this, I implore you to try it. Give it a shot. Let me know how it works. And then check your retention. That's what really matters.